A lot of people have asked me about my tattoo. This is Sun Wukong, the Monkey King, actually one of the many gods of the martial arts in Chinese mythology. Now, according to the myth, Sun Wukong had a favorite weapon, which was a magical staff with which he could defeat entire armies single-handedly. Hi, I'm David-Dorian Ross. Welcome to the Cherry Blossom Studios. Today is day number 22 of 100 Days of Tai Chi. And in today's lesson, we talk about this magical staff because one of the magical properties of the magic staff is that it could shrink to the size of a needle just by him whispering to it and then be hidden anywhere. He used to hide it in his ear, in his clothing, even at the bottom of the ocean. And today's new movement is called Looking for the Needle at the Bottom of the Sea. After that lesson, we don't have a question of the day today. What we've got is the weekly roundup of all the movements we've learned since last week. So I'm going to demonstrate all those in a row. And all that's coming up right after this. So finally we get another new movement today, needle at the bottom of the sea. And fortunately, it's a pretty easy movement to get the ball rolling again. Watch me one time and then we'll do this together. So we're starting from the end of brush knee in twist step. There it is. That's all there is. The footwork here is an empty step change. We went from an empty step into a bow step, from crane into brush knee. Now we're going from a bow step into an empty step, from brush knee into needle. All right, so the two things that happen during that change is, number one, the stance gets shorter from double shoulder width to single shoulder width. And secondly, it gets narrower from about hip width, where there's a channel between the feet, into no channel, where the toe and the heel are just about on the same line with each other. Needle at the bottom of the sea is a toe down empty step. Ball of the foot, really. Sometimes I say toe, but it's really not the toe, it's the ball of the foot which touches the floor. The foot's relaxed, so it's not really like you're lifting up your heel and just pointing your toe down like a ballet person. It's really very loose, very relaxed there, but there's a little bit of space between the floor and the heel. All right, here I'm going to turn around. I'm going to change the video so you can watch me in mirror image. Here is the footwork. From the end of brush knee, I'm in this twisted step. The back foot comes up a half a step and sets down. The front foot replaces inward. Now that's pretty much the whole footwork right there. Now from that, along with that movement comes again hands and waist. Here's what the hands are going to do. The hands start off in this brush knee position. So the first thing that happens is that the pushing palm here turns sideways. So the right hand turns from a pushing palm into sort of a finger forward, palm in. Then this hand will pull back into the shoulder. Now, not too high. You don't want to get the elbow kicking out there, so the elbow still stays down, but it pulls back into the shoulder. I'm going to show you more about that in a second, because it's not just with the arm here. It's not just like sawing wood here. After it pulls back, then it's going to reach down and in front and towards the floor. Down and in front and towards the floor. I really have to show you the whole body motion with that, so hang on to that bit of information and it'll become more clear as we go. The left hand, which started down by the hip here, rises up and then back down again. Now there's a real reason why in practical application it goes up and down. It's a martial arts block here. I'm catching and pulling, right? The two together will work like this. While the right hand pushes back, the left hand rises. While the right hand points out and down, the left hand descends. Okay, now what gets those hands in that position is the waist turn, right? The waist and hips turn to the right and then back to the center. So from the end of brush knee, I am going to turn my waist towards the right. That's what draws this hand back into the shoulder here. It's not just the hand, it's actually the whole body turns in. That also lifts up the left hand at the same time. Yeah, I know there's a lot of pieces here, but stay with me. Then I square off again. The waist turns from right to center, and I fold forward. Now, it is a bringing in of the hips here. It's not a tipping your butt out, so to speak. It is a sitting down lower. Right? And as I sit down lower, I make a deeper lap. It's like sitting in a chair, as if the chair was sort of behind me there a little bit. All right, one more time all together. It's going to look like this. From brush knee, take a half step forward with the back foot. As it comes down, the waist turns to the right and withdraws the right hand, lifting the left hand. Down into the bottom of the C and looking for the needle. Great. I'm going to turn the camera back around and now watch it from a couple of different angles. Here's from the end of brush knee. One more time, just from another angle. Excellent. All right, as I said in the beginning of today's lesson, no question of the day today, because what we've got right now is a recap of last week's movement series. So watch me one time from the front, then I'm going to turn around and do it once again with my back to you facing the other direction so that you can just follow along with me. How about that? Got to take small steps because we'll run out of room in the Cherry Blossom Studios here. But if you've got a small space also to practice in, that's a technique that you can employ. Just a little bit smaller bow steps. Those work just fine. One more time. Get up out of that chair. Follow along with me from the back. Again, small steps are just fine. As I said, started to run out of a little bit of room there here in the Cherry Blossom Studios, but that's all right. You know, they say traditionally that the only space you need to do your Tai Chi is as much room as it takes for an ox to lie down. Meaning, maybe it's a small ox, you just got to take really small steps. All right, thank you guys all for that review, for reviewing along with me. If you have any questions about this review, about any of the movements that we've done, if anything is unclear or you want some more detail about it, please leave that in the comment section below. I love your questions. It could be about anything. I don't care. Just keep them coming. Number two, if you haven't already done so, please hit the subscribe button and the little bell right next to the subscribe button. Remember, we've got all kinds of new videos in addition to the 100 Days videos coming up very soon. Also, if you haven't already done so, please go over to the website, taichifit.net. The link is down in the descriptions below this video. And check out all the stuff that we're doing over there. We've got free classes, free memberships, free sessions that you can do with me. And then we have paid classes where you get full-length workouts with me and some of my staff. We even have an academy where you can learn all this stuff in depth and get one-on-one live instruction from me. All that's over there at the website. Oh, we just got so much. Anyway, thank you so much for another day to be together. I really appreciate you. Have an awesome day and a great evening, and I'll see you tomorrow.